role as well. So we have a marketplace there where we've helped them. But we also deal with other businesses, and some of our clients are in the room today, and some new faces as well. So I just want to thank you all for taking the time out of your working day and evening to come here today and support the event. It means a lot to us as a small business, so thank you very much. The event's been kindly co-sponsored by Exponentially. They're our strategic partner in London. In a few moments we're going to hear from their guest speakers, but we've got Louis, Liam, Roy and Matt. They'll be available after this speech. They're super knowledgeable about this topic, so they'll be available for a drink after the event if you've got some questions. But at the end of the short presentation there will be a few questions and answers if people are feeling brave enough to put their head above the parapet. I won't be. After the presentation, which is about 30 minutes, we're going to break out into the other room, finish the alcohol, and there's some sandwiches, and do a bit more networking, and then call the evening to a close, probably about 6:15, I think. For those that want to carry on, we've reserved a room over at the Brewdog pub, which is just up on the main road, if people want an additional beer and networking after that. So we hope you enjoy the presentation. We've kept it reasonably light-hearted. It's not death by PowerPoint, although there's a few slides. So I'll hand it over to Matt and Roy. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Alex. So, as Alex just teed up there, really, we're here to talk about hosted telephony and really the history of telephony. You can see from the agenda there now, I'm necessarily reading it out, but we're just going to go through.
I'm sorry, we can't hear you very well.
Oh, okay. I'll speak a bit louder then if that's okay. So I was just saying, the agenda we'll run through, but you know, obviously the parts of that we'll cover as we go through the presentation. Myself, my name is Matthew Godolphin. I am the head of sales for our UCC practice at Exponentially. Exponentially are an IT services provider. We've been around for some 16, 17 years, and we've got our own network in the core of our service offering. And UCC is one of the services that we provide, along with connectivity, security, and cloud services as well. But we've been established for, as I said, 16 years. Roy?
Good evening. So, my name's Roy Fishlock. I, as it says up there, one of the senior solution specialists at Active8. We split into 4 teams, 4 pillars of our business, which is, as Matt says, is around connectivity, security, networking, and UC. So I head up the UC pre-sales team exponentially. We've got a dedicated team that basically for UC requirements for customers. Yep. So onto this slide is really understanding the history of where UC is going from. Matt tells me off for using this expression, but given the amount of years I've been kicking around, it is predominantly the history of voice. So if we look at where we've come from and where we're going, yes, you know, if you look at the future, the way people are going to collaborate, work together, all the different media streams we're going to use, it is going to be a unified communications platform. But if you look at going back, when I started in the industry just over 30 years ago, yeah, not that old, thankfully, it was predominantly voice systems. So, you know, joking aside, 1813, we went through the, you know, things like the telegraph systems where people were like pushing rudimentary messaging over wired networks. Up to the 1900s when you looked at the telephone exchanges and how they came about. So if you looked at years ago, you used to have manual operators, you know, dolly things where you basically you could talk to each other locally. If you wanted a long connection, you basically push through to a dolly bird. You look at local direct dial and these dialing systems, you know, when I was talking about 20 years ago, we talked about Strowger systems, how they came to be, where Strowger basically had a funeral business. His competitor's wife worked in the local telephone exchange. Every time somebody died, their phone had to be put through. And the competitor's wife put them through to the other funeral parlour. So Mr. Strowger had enough of that. Knocked up the mechanical telephone exchange and hence the telephone exchange was born. And that's pretty much, if you look at the way the industry's been, the way we've pushed through over the years, technology hasn't really driven telephony and UC. It's basically what the end users want and experience. So if we move through up to the 1980s and you looked at where telephone exchanges were, they were pretty much built out in the buildings. They were so big, so cumbersome that they lived in the facilities department. When I was an apprentice, we used to put a phone system in it, had like 3 lines and 8 phones. It was pretty much the size of that table. We was honking these things onto site, wiring out the buildings. And again, we couldn't even connect them to the network. BT used to have to come along, guy would like sign your work off, stick his meter into electrical supply, and we was away. So that went on pretty much to the 90s when things got deregulated. BT kind of lost their monopoly on PBX's telephone systems, and the private companies came up. And again, we went from a lot of this analogue switching, so things weren't huge, didn't have lots of moving parts in them, and things got smaller. So we had digital phone systems, so smaller, more feature-rich, but again, it's still pretty much dedicated boxes, dedicated cabling. We'd go and block bar things out. Move up to 2010, and it's pretty much on the crux between here and here. So the first time I saw my PBX was year 2000. Someone come and plonk this box on my desk with a couple of IP handsets and then get that working. And this is where really we moved away from having dedicated systems and we were running IP. And the reason we've done that was to keep costs down and overhead down. So instead of putting in these dedicated boxes, dedicated cabling in your buildings, we were pushing the computer systems and the telephony systems together. So you was keeping your infrastructure down. Moving to 2019, and pretty much now what we're seeing is everyone's going cloud hosted telephony. And the reason for that is the compute power, the systems, the software, all the back end is capable of running voice. You're also seeing a generational change. So my young colleague Louis there, if I go and stick a plastic phone on his desk, he laughs at me, calls me dinosaur. The upcoming younger generation, they're used to using their mobile phones, they're used to using headsets, and they communicate a different way. Again, often don't really talk, they message each other and grunt, and that's kind of the communication that they're looking at. And they also collaborate a lot more, want to share files, share presentations, etc. So jargon, again, some of you in the room might know this, excuse me if you do, but when you're going on this journey, looking at your systems, what you tend to find is sales guys will probably bamboozle you, tell you everything's going to be fluffy and great, and then you'll get somebody technical who's going to start spouting all these acronyms at you, and you don't know what they mean. So just a quick run through, pretty